In a world where movie trailers reign supreme, only two voices dare to ask the question, but do we get to eat popcorn?
That's right, folks. It's the Green Band, the podcast that watches all the trailers so you don't have to. But let's be honest, you want to anyway.
This week we're diving claw first into Jurassic World Rebirth. Will dinosaurs ever learn to stay extinct? No!
We also take a look at Bring Her Back, which sounds like either a thrilling mystery or what every studio exec says about Blake Lively.
Oh! Then there's Freaky Tales, a movie title that sounds like an off-brand Goosebumps book, but promises to be a wild ride.
And of course, the live-action How to Train Your Dragon, because if there's one thing Hollywood loves, it's turning animation into real people doing the same thing, but slightly less charming.
Plus, we'll break down what's hitting theaters this weekend, including The Unbreakable Boy, a movie title that's either super inspiring or an unbreakable sequel no one asked for.
I'll go with B. And of course, we'll hit the latest industry headlines because Hollywood news waits for no man, except for Tom Cruise, who defies time himself.
Absolutely. So grab your popcorn, buckle up, and let's roll that Green Band title because this episode starts right now.
Yes.
Welcome to the Green Band.
Are we talking too fast?
Here are your hosts, Michael Carr and Brian Fink.
All right, Brian, I just reminded Brian that everyone's going to hear him go, are we talking too fast? Because we're live now.
Oh my, we are.
Well, we're not. So we want to eventually take the show live. Oh, fuck. See, that's what happens when we're live. There we go. Eventually, we want to take
That's the song that goes on when I get in trouble. Just like right now. That's what happens when I get in trouble.
We took the show to a live format where we can actually queue up the trailers and play them back in real time and just do the show in one fell swoop instead of doing all this post-production that we do. And I'm excited to do it. I think it's going to be an exciting new format for the show.
Yeah, because we have no idea what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing's scripted.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever written down. Everything's fine.
Wait a minute. What's those papers right there?
No, I'm actually really excited about this. I mean, you guys, I wish we could see all the wires, the new cameras.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And there's a puppeteer behind me that's controlling me as well. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
See, if we were in editing, that joke would have gotten cut.
So it might look at the face.
Proof that this is a live format now.
No, it's gonna be a lot. It'll be funny. It'll be great. It's gonna move smoother, quicker.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you guys get a lot more entertainment out of it. So
yeah, I hope so. And eventually, our goal is to get the show where we're actually streaming live,
right?
And our listeners and viewers can interact with us, and that would be great. So I think we're getting there soon. But baby steps. When you have Brian and I doing things, we have to do it slowly. We're just not that capable of,
20 years ago, no one would know how to do any of this.
That's true.
Today,
good point.
It's just me.
I alone can fix it. Never mind. Okay, so let's remind people real quick where they can find us. So obviously, if you're watching us, you're on YouTube, but we're on YouTube at the Green Band Podcast. But you can also listen to us only if you don't want to see our ugly mugs. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and iHeart and all the good stuff. In fact, I had a friend the other day going, where can I find you guys? And I was like, we're on on Apple Podcasts. She goes, are you on iHeart? I'm like, I think. And she pulled out her phone and there we were. So
we're on it.
Yeah, we're on every major available podcast platform.
We're expanding quickly. Apparently.
Yeah, we're trying. And then we are on all of the socials, which is just at Green Band Podcast, which is like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn. So reach out to us, say hi. If you want to write us, you can at greenbandpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, don't come to my house anymore.
Did someone come to your house, Brian?
They just knocked on and said, I got an idea for the Green Band.
Oh, really?
I'm like,
so they were like a friendly stalker.
Oh, yeah, they're a friendly stalker.
Really?
It's okay. I mean, they kept the mask on, so I had no idea who it was, but it's fine.
Was it a Jason mask?
No.
No?
No. I think it was someone from another competing podcast.
Oh, really?
No, they had
We've heard you're invading our turf.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
We want to know what your intentions are.
Here you want to talk about AI. AI doesn't exist. I'm like, okay.
It's an AI denier?
Yeah. There's a lot of AI deniers out there.
Wait, there's people that deny that AI is a thing? That you can chat GPT stuff?
Oh, you never heard
Are they also flat earthers?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really want to talk to them that long. I want to expand the conversation with flat earth. But there are people out there that's like, oh, it's all a hoax. There's no AI. I'm like, really?
What?
It's all a hoax. This sounds like AI saying AI stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like what AI told me this morning. I'm not AI.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Of course, I was trying to get a date with it.
Yeah,
that got weird. Okay, let's move. Again, Proof
Trailer
that we're
one.
in a live format. Proof. Well, let's jump into our first trailer talk. This is for Jurassic World Rebirth. Let's check it out.
Trailer talk.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park. Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors. The worst of the worst. We're left here.
Come on! Duncan!
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur. Defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
It's Jaws meets Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I thought there was already we saw a movie about an island where all the dangerous animals are. Aren't every dinosaur is dangerous? They're like.
What are your thoughts on this? Well, first off, let me give here's the synopsis. 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. How exciting. Ozempic. Jurassic.
Yeah, exactly.
You lose 100 pounds, but you do grow claws.
Anybody who wants to lose weight, you go to this island to get now it's become like Squid Games. Whoever wins, it's like
I kind of like that idea more. It's like
survive.
It's like fat camp, but with dinosaurs.
Okay, all the cancer people over here, all the fat people over here. You guys with no limbs, good luck. You just gotta run faster than them.
They'll grow limbs from the medical breakthrough,
Yeah,
whatever.
Like, what is this for? Okay, a medical breakthrough.
So what do we think of this? It's obviously positioning itself as in the trailer. Okay, let me back up. The trailer by itself. So we're talking of the franchise. So no shade at all.
No,
at,
right.
You know, the agency that cut the trailer, because the trailer's great. It does what it needs to do, and it's fun. And I actually appreciate that the trailer's not super cutty.
Right.
It could have been a lot cuttier, and I thought whoever cut it kind of cut it in a more classic style, which I thought was kind of neat. I also like that the music, they only bring in that little Jurassic Park theme at the very end.
Right.
I like that it was new music, so it felt fresh. But in terms of the franchise, I mean, how many times do we have to end up back with dinosaurs?
We all know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
We all know. I mean, listen, it's just a different way to spin it.
Yeah.
You know, they have to reboot it again. It is a big franchise for Universal. It's a big franchise for the park. It's a big franchise.
Yeah, I mean, they got that ride there. You know?
Yeah, and they're planting the seeds for another trilogy that hope things, to move things along. But going back to what you said about the classic cutting style, that's kind of like Universal was always like that. They let things play out.
Yeah.
But you've seen probably some of the biggest set pieces. There might be one more that's there.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen. So I would say it's a pass for me.
And I'm just going to let this loop while we talk about it, actually.
Okay.
So it's a pass for you, huh?
I probably won't go see it.
No.
I mean, it's going to be a big popcorn film.
Yeah.
But I say that now, and then when it opens up and like, what are we gonna see this weekend? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
I mean, that's what we're gonna do.
Well, also this is the first. Have we seen it? I don't think we saw a teaser for this, right? It just kind of dropped a full trailer, which is interesting because normally they would definitely do a teaser for something this large.
I have not seen anything like that.
And so I thought that was interesting, but I feel like we're gonna see more. Obviously, we're gonna see some great TV spots. We're gonna see like a trailer 60 at some point. And they're going to be showing more. You know,
there'll be a trailer too.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, a movie like this, there's still a lot of VFX that are not done. You know, this comes out June or so. It says this summer, so let's just say June or July something. So there's still a lot not done, and you could see a trailer too in a couple months that convinces you.
Yeah.
You know,
think of the next big Universal movie that's opening up. They'll put it in front of that. That's what they usually do. So, but yeah, we'll see a lot more. But the story's pretty simplified. I mean, like medical breakthrough. There's an island of dinosaurs that were too aggro to be on the first island and everything. It's just like,
but that's kind of what they did with the first Jurassic World.
It
was like there's new dinosaurs no one knew about, and it's like, well, that's kind of what they're doing again. They're like, these are the guys that were like maximum security prison.
These are the new
like,
dinosaurs.
Oh, Jurassic Park, that was just a county jail.
Yeah.
This is max security prison.
These guys are gangbangers. Like, these dinosaurs are bad. I mean, like it's like really. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait to see what they do next.
It's fine. It's great. And I do think the casting is interesting, and I think that keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You got Scarlett Johansson, obviously from Black Widow, Lost in Translation. You got Jonathan Bailey, who was just recently in Wicked. So this is a newcomer. And a lot of people really liked him in Wicked, so that's interesting.
Right.
Apparently, he really got started in Bridgerton, and now his big thing is Wicked. And of course, Mahershala Ali, who's been in a ton of stuff. Green Book, Moonlight, he's been around. And so I've always appreciated him. It's directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One and The Creator. So,
by the way, I'm a big fan of Rogue One.
Oh, my favorite
Star Wars stories.
Yes, of the new Star Wars, 100%. That was my favorite one. Right. I don't think anybody was Solo.
I didn't mind Solo, but it's like, we'll go back to Rogue One.
Yeah, all right, well, cool. Well, let's jump into, we've got another trailer coming up called Bring Her Back.
Right.
So let's check this out. I'll cue this up and let's give it a watch here. Nope, hit the wrong button. There we go.
Are you in there?
Okay.
Here's what no one knows. The cat's the killer.
Didn't see it coming.
No one
never
did.
See that coming.
Yeah.
They got hyped up on kitty litter one night and just went nuts. Yeah.
Too much catnip. It's
Catnip,
like,
that's what I meant. Kitty litter. Holy crap, that'd be a really weird thing.
What does your cat eat?
I think it's pretty inventive.
I love the copy run.
Yeah. It's pretty inventive. And we've been talking about that, how we've seen more and more with werewolf, or what was it called?
A Wolfman?
Wolfman.
Yeah.
Sorry, with Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman.
Werewolf. With Wolfman, remember how there was a teaser that used the copy, it kept merging into the title.
I love it.
But it was over top of everything. We're seeing more and more keyable, what they call in film and television, like keyable, meaning like a key's over top. Text over
copy-driven trailers.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's
which is rare.
Pretty kind of cool.
I like seeing this.
Yeah, and it really neat how they said, the directors of Let Me Out, and then that morphed into Let Me, and then morphed into the copy.
Right.
Very, very cool. Yeah,
right. It's very cool. I wonder if this is is it supernatural?
I have no idea. The lid is pretty tight on this one. I will say, so what I have for this is, let's see, a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. This is starring Sally Hawkins, who was in The Shape of Water and Blue Jasmine, Billy Barrett, Blinded by the Light and Mary Poppins Returns, and Stephen Phillips. He was in Thai Cave Rescue and that show, The Leftovers. And the big thing is this is directed by the combo Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou, who both directed Talk to Me and The Babadook. Did you ever see The Babadook?
No, I didn't see The Babadook.
It's good.
Oh,
I think that one's on Netflix. I want to say that was a Netflix one. That's a good one.
Wow,
but
this looks interesting.
It looks interesting. There's something, I don't know what it is. I really appreciate the sound design and the copy run.
Of course.
But it almost is so abstract that I'm like, what? You know?
But there was like that flash frame in there. It looked like a scene out of The Exorcist, that girl's face. I mean, that was not human.
Yeah, that's true.
That looked weird. Like, that's not just like, unless she was starving. It was something odd. I'm thinking, what is she dies or is she gone? Have to bring her back? Like her spirit's gone?
Yeah.
What the hell is the naked guy walking into the circle? I mean, like, that's like, talk about college days. I mean, that's just like, I was like, what is going on here? But like, I think there's some kind of supernatural element to this that we're not seeing. I would say this is a teaser.
Yeah.
Probably, unless they don't do another trailer. But like, this looked like a trailer one. Like, I feel like more has to unfold. And what do you think about starting off with the cat? Cats can sense supernatural stuff.
I'm not sure. I think that's, for me, that's what it is. I'm like,
what are we watching here?
What are we watching here?
Yeah.
Which I think is the point in terms of it sticking with you and remembering it.
Yeah.
Slam dunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
I mean, that's like what a lot of commercials go for these days. It's just, they're so weird that you're just like, have you seen that weird commercial? You know, and you're like, all of a sudden you're like, well, Tide or whatever the hell.
Press is good. Yeah, Tide.
Yeah. See, there you go. Tide. Apparently, you had a weird commercial because
and you'll die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, right. No, it's like, it's like, I understand, but it's like, it's just funny because you want to still see more. I still think you need to have some story or some grounding.
Just like, I feel like I have to compare it to Presence. I feel like I'm maybe I shouldn't because they're two, but they're both horror films, and Presence was shot a certain way, but for some reason that teaser felt so powerful.
Yeah.
And still didn't give anything away.
No.
This one, it feels, I love the copy run. I love what they did with the copy and the keyable text. It's so cool.
You know what? I wonder if it would be a different experience if, we watch it again, because we were focused on the copy so much. Like, I don't see it, because on Presence, you had stuff wide. You could see the shots play out without any copy.
Yeah. We watch it again, but high this time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or drunk.
On the catnip.
On catnip. Okay. I think that's what the cat does. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. We'll do that later. We'll watch it. Okay. Well, let's get into Cinema Spotlight for this week.
Cinema Spotlight.
Okay. So we're going to talk about two movies this week. One is called The Unbreakable Boy.
Yep.
This is a Lionsgate movie coming out. And then another one is The Monkey. The Monkey came, it did come out last week, but in limited release. This is the wide release. So let's check out the trailer for The Unbreakable Boy, which I'm trying to pad it till this thing fades out because it's live, and then here we go.
Hey, Ozman, are you sure that's the right hat for your first day?
Don't be a goober, Daddy-o. Jessica is the best one. It's the Mountain Dew Code Red of hats, and the best part is the chicks dig it.
Oh, do they?
I'm Austin, but you can call me Ozman. Welcome back, everybody! I have a lizard named Marty and a killer hat collection. When I meet people, I tell them everything. Logan, this is Tyler. He said we can be best friends. All I have to do is shut up. Oh yeah, I'm also autistic.
Autism presents itself in many different ways.
It's a class for kids with special needs. They think that it's time, that it's only going to get worse.
Earth to Austin.
I think his brain's on another planet.
Nope, my brain is right here in my head on Earth.
This is not what I thought it was gonna be like.
Shoes on. Dad's late for work. Hey, whoa. What? Austin, what are you doing?
I feel like I'm failing every day, and the harder I try, the worse I do.
Honey, your mistakes don't define you. How you heal does.
You've given up so much for this family, and you have never stopped fighting for us.
Here's to one day at a time.
Check out my sweet new board.
Why are you such a jerk, man? Give it back.
Nah, but you can borrow sometime.
Why do you even want to be friends with him? Because he's sad. Here's a true fact. Sometimes a sad moment feels happy. And sometimes a happy moment feels sad. I don't always know why. That's just what it's like to be Austin.
You're doing awesome, dude. Go on, get back out there.
I can't.
Sure you can. Watch this.
Hey, Ozman, do you want to fly?
Yeah!
I wish I could enjoy anything as much as my son enjoys everything.
Woohoo! Look, Dad, it's a dragon!
Because Austin, every day can be the best day. Every moment, the best moment.
This is the best day of my life!
You just have to be able to see it.
Nice.
Nice.
I got to tell you, man.
I almost thought that was a Jurassic World.
At the end, it was a little.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's I tell you, doesn't it feel like we need movies like this nowadays?
Especially nowadays.
It reminds me of that Christmas pageant movie that came out.
Oh,
that
right.
I think was also Lionsgate, actually.
Right.
Lionsgate has been really changing their brand in recent years.
It seems
and I
like
think
they're
it's
definitely
very
expanding.
smart.
Yeah. I think so,
because
too.
when everybody else is going horror and all this, like especially this year, Lionsgate, who was the original horror king, right through the 2000s and all that, they're changing their brand and going into this family-friendly area, and I think it's really, really smart.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a true story. You're going to get all choked up, and it's like, but I think you need to have something like this.
Yeah.
This was just a traditional trailer. It's very good. You can see the story, you know the story. I'm sure there's something we haven't seen in there, but I actually think this is what we need to see now.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not just for parents who have kids, with special needs or whatever, but people that's parents or, that just have, the people who are parents, they have kids. Like, you want to see this because it's growing up in this world is really tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough, especially now.
Especially with social media and everything.
It's very different. And bullying has taken so many different, bullying has taken a whole different level, especially since when we were kids.
Yeah. When we were kids, you could, well, if you did get bullied, you left it at school.
Yeah.
You could get away, but it follows you now. It just follows you all the time.
Forever. So it's tough. It really is. But I think this is a great trailer. It's well done. And I think it's perfect for family. Like the copy run. Again, back and we have another big copy run in here, which makes me happy seeing more.
Yeah. And this is, directed by John Gunn and starring Zachary Levi.
Yep.
I have a soft spot for Zachary Levi. That sounds a little... Yeah, he's
right.
Shazam.
Yeah, right.
Chuck,
Shazam, right.
That's actually one of my favorite trailers. Is the first trailer for Shazam with the Kendrick Lamar track in it.
Oh, right.
The Be Humble in there.
The original one.
Yeah, I just love that track in that trailer. So great. But I love Zachary Levi. There's something about him that he's just so charming. One thing that's interesting about this is based on Scott Lorett's 2014 memoir, but it was shot during COVID. In November and December of 2020 in Oklahoma.
So almost 5 years ago?
5 years.
Wow.
Production was 5 years, or I guess more. Yeah, 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's
so.
Or on the shelf that long?
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
Interesting. That is interesting.
So I'm not sure why it was on the shelf. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Right. No.
Sometimes it could have been the strikes. It could have been just actor availability. It could have been any number of factors that they would want to position it at this time.
Right.
But I kind of want to see it. It looks interesting,
I'll go see it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it.
And again, family fare is hard to come by. So it's always looking for stuff I can take my 10-year-old.
And we loved Wonder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's a great. It probably was a great book. I think they make schools read that now, so it's a good book.
Cool. Well, let's shift gears dramatically.
Yeah.
Opening wide this weekend is The Monkey. Let's check out this TV spot we pulled, which is because we've already showed the trailers. As I pulled this spot, and I love this spot. Let's check it out.
Wait. Hello, brother. The monkey that likes killing our family. Back.
Holy!
Jesus. Here comes trouble.
Love it, man.
I love it.
I love
I
it.
can't wait to see
the
this.
Good Times roll cue in there.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And So this is directed, written by Osgood Perkins. This blends a lot of dark humor with graphic violence. That's like apparently the
how was that a disclaimer?
The vibe, yeah.
Dark humor.
And we actually, I did work on some of the featurettes for this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we worked on some of the featurettes here, and the featurettes definitely give you more of that vibe.
Sure.
Which were cut by Eclipse, which are great over there. And they give you more of that vibe, the dark humor aspect, because the trailer almost played it more straight. But you get an idea that actually I think the vibe is like, how crazy can we go with the deaths?
Yeah.
And still
that opening scene is still great in the trailer. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, it kind of reminds me of how they did it for Happy Death Day.
Oh yeah.
It was like, okay, how creative, inventive we can get with the deaths now, and in a dark, humorous kind of way.
Yeah.
So yeah. I will see this movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what is going on these days. Like, how crazy can we get? You've got the Heart Eyes deaths. You've got the Until Dawn deaths. Right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
literally Until Dawn promises literally death after death after death after death. It's Happy Death Day, but with a group of people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's kind of like what everybody's trying to do these days, isn't it? For better or worse. I don't know what that says about us.
Between that and the Terrifier series, you're like, what are they trying to do? But this is based on a Stephen King book. So I'm sold.
Yeah, one thing I thought was really interesting that I found out was, well, first off, this currently has an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, which says a lot.
That's huge.
And yeah, so I wasn't that interested in seeing it because of the gore factor, but now I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Maybe if it's really good,
Right.
But one thing that I thought was interesting was apparently in the Stephen King book, the monkey has cymbals.
Right.
And they changed it in the movie to the drum because of a copyright issue with a similar monkey in Toy Story 3.
What? Seriously? Disney's that?
Like, how can you copyright a monkey clanging cymbals?
So that means every time that goes on in my head, I got to pay Disney?
You're going to get a bill on your car.
What? I guess I shouldn't have said that out loud, but I'm just saying, like,
it was like, wasn't it Homer Simpson where like Marge said, and it turned out just like,
but that's crazy. So Disney owns that. So they had to change the monkey.
I guess I can't believe that Disney can own the monkey with cymbals. But I mean, they own, Mickey Mouse for like 100 years.
Right.
Right. Wasn't it only recently that copyright came down a little bit? And
I'm surprised the monkey doesn't kill Mickey Mouse in this.
Well, there's like because once the copyright loosened around Mickey and Minnie, there's some Steamboat Willie horror film coming out.
There is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have it here first on the Green Band.
That's right. Yeah.
That's great.
I was like, what the hell?
What the hell?
Yeah, I'll have to pull that up on next
Bring
week or something.
kids.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool. But let's check out. Okay, let's get into our third trailer.
Oh boy,
this is Brian has a lot to say about this one.
Oh boy,
let's check this out. This is Freaky Tales.
The underdog believes he can do the impossible. Defeat the bully, sell enough mixtapes to get out of the hood. But I can say with certainty, this underdog has seen his last day.
Yo, wait, hold up. We gotta take it from the top.
We got one more job for you. Sleepy Floyd, Warriors point guard. His house is gonna be empty on game night. He's got a vault full of ancient Asian artifacts.
Yesterday was the last job. I did it. I'm done.
You're done when we say you're done.
Fuck you.
What happened next has been debated over the years. But this is the tale as I know it to be.
I found it!
Did you see that? Yeah. That's so rad.
You don't expect it. Hi, I'm Sleepy Floyd.
Floyd's out there slicing people up with a sword.
Can you repeat that?
Wasn't every day a story like this hit the town.
There's too many of them.
That's bullshit. We fight.
For those who lived through it, it became the stuff of legends.
What happened here? You fucked with the wrong warrior.
All right. 4 interconnected stories set in 1987 Oakland, California will tell about the love of music, movies, people, places, and memories beyond our knowable universe.
So, Pulp Fiction in the 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
4 different tales that intertwine.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. But I will say,
what did we just watch?
They chose, okay, so this is the 3rd time or 4th time I've watched this.
Right.
I think I'm finally getting it.
Okay.
The first
Mission
time,
accomplished. Watch it 4 times.
The
right.
first time I watched it, I was pretty confused as to like what is happening here story-wise.
Right.
And I think, and again, no shade to anybody involved because Brian and I know very much so these are, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen on every trailer.
Especially on a project like this, too.
Especially on a project like this. So, the editor is serving the producer who's serving the studio who's serving the people above them. So, you never know how these things develop.
Yeah.
But I will say this. So they choose to kind of focus on Pedro Pascal's story at the beginning, which makes sense because it's Pedro Pascal's your big star.
Sure. Go in with him.
But once you get to the end, it seems like they sort of abandon that and go with this whole everybody, all the other interconnected stories are sort of fighting to help Pedro Pascal or something like that. But then at the same time, the cutting also gets more teasery at the end. So you start with this cutting that's more story based. And at the end of the trailer, you're kind of all over the place, which is more what you would do if you just wanted to do a non-story trailer and just hey, oh, this is a blast. It's fun. And just look at all this crazy imagery and blah, blah, blah.
Which was really like the 80s.
So, yeah, that's true.
That's
Good point. So, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I do think A+ for style, all the little reverses and the VHS stuff. That's a lot of fun. Graphics are fun.
That was on every VHS box when I was growing up. That graphics, the end graphics, it looks like the Terminator graphics.
Also, because we start on a mixtape. Yep. I was thinking the whole story was sort of about a mixtape or something. Right. So, yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be great. I mean, listen, Freaky Tales.
Yeah. It is named correctly.
It is.
At least it's named what's the long-running horror anthology that's now on Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt.
Right. So, okay, that we know that every episode's going to be story of the week. Right. And I think they do 2 actually per episode. They do 2 different stories per episode.
Right.
So, okay, it's
this.
It's Tales. Okay.
Freaky Tales.
But is it Tales? Is it intertwined where it's Pulp Fiction, or is it literally a movie like the Twilight Zone movie in the 80s where it was literally 4 episodes within a movie?
I'm getting that it's all connected somehow. I got the Pulp Fiction vibe right away.
But then it's not. See, again, I don't want to throw anybody to the bus, but in my opinion, it's not cut correctly if that's what they're trying to convey.
Right. Or the messaging doesn't come. Because, I worked on a movie, you might remember this too, because it's very similar advertising, Sin City.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all these different tales.
A little movie I call Sin City, if you've ever heard of
Frank
it.
Miller's like, okay, dude. I'm like, no, but I'm just saying, it was the same way, but when we did the campaign on it, or I forget who worked on it, but I at one point was put on it, the messaging was actually cut a lot like this.
Yeah. And
at the end, it was all roads lead to Sin City.
Yeah.
Okay, you bring it all, it's all going to the same place.
Yep.
Then you knew it was gonna overlap and the roads cross, right? So, but here you're just okay, the tales are freaky, and you're off. And
we do get some line in the back end there that serves the purpose of saying we're all going to fight for him or something like that.
Right.
But to me, I only noticed it this time.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it the first couple of times because there's so much going on.
There's so much going on. And
yeah, not just in imagery, but also just in random little, this character's, and there's this, and he's got a sword, and, So,
it's kind of like Bring Her Back in the way that I'm there's so much eye candy on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna worry about story right now. I see this is happening, this is happening. It was a cool cut way to get into the trailer, and then I'll watch it 8 more times and figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure I can't wait to see it. And it's always funny because you know this too. When we do this for a living, it's like trying to make a TV spot about that.
Oh.
It's like it was always like when I worked on this
stuff like this cuts down into TV spots. Great.
It does, but then you could pick. What's great about it, you could pick each story
Exactly.
and do a whole 30-second spot on it.
Stuff
and be
like this, whenever we were working on trailers, Brian, I swear when we had a trailer that was like problematic, you know, and I mean, I shouldn't say problematic, but challenging, you know, like we knew it was a challenge. Whenever we cut it down, it got so much better.
Right.
You know, it just worked all of a sudden because you were forced to make the decisions you really should have made within 2.5 minutes. Exactly. You know, or you didn't have enough material for 2.5 to like make that theme work for 2.5, but now for 60, it's perfect.
And for people listening, when we cut down, we have to also keep in mind the trailer's been solved.
Yeah.
So it's easy that the trailer has already been set up. Like
Exactly.
You know, figuring that out is its own challenge. But like once that happens, like, okay, we got a great baseline where we're starting from. But like, that's what I was going to say. Like, these are the kind of movies where you can just have fun on a TV campaign. And by the way, they're going to have fun in the social media campaign.
Oh, yeah.
A digital campaign will be great.
This will be great. This will cut down into spots and digital's great. And, and I think maybe they'll, you know, this trailer breaks the campaign. It's like setting the tone.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, so that's the hard part. It really is the hardest part
Once
of the
that's
campaign.
solved, and it's
so I think they've got only up to go from here.
Right.
You know, with this campaign. So, well, let's jump into Hollywood headlines. We got a little bit to talk about.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood headlines.
Thank you, narrator guy.
Ding.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about this. James Bond shakeup. Amazon takes creative control of franchise from Broccoli family in New Deal.
Hot off the press today.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. By the way, I don't think it's a good thing. I literally had to read it twice.
How much did Amazon have to pay to take control of James Bond?
I don't know.
And how many toothbrushes have I bought that contributed to the controlling of James Bond?
How much is Prime going to go up to?
Yeah.
They'll fit that in any kind of movie. It's like, I work for the Prime Minister. It's going to be everywhere now. I don't know how that's going to do for the branding of this. I mean, but Amazon's just, they're attacking everything these days.
I will say one thing. James Bond is a franchise that always has to evolve, and it has some tradition to it. But if you've looked at the different Bonds throughout the years, like if you go back 50 years ago to Sean Connery and stuff, it's so different from where it started. Now, there are some traditions and things that stay the same, but like Daniel Craig was a very different James Bond than even, why am I losing it? Pierce Brosnan. You know? Now, I think James Bond is also like one of those franchises that like people like the one they grew up with. Like it's the SNL. Everybody likes the SNL cast. So like, you know, that they grew up with.
Nostalgic like that.
For me, James Bond is Pierce Brosnan because I grew up with GoldenEye and the video games. And
I had Roger Moore.
Yeah.
And which Pierce Brosnan, by the way, is just a cooler version of Roger Moore.
Yeah, that's true.
And a better actor.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan was very quintessential. Daniel Craig was more of a departure for them.
He was emotional.
But I could see them having a black Bond, you know?
Yeah,
and it's probably time, you know? But I could see them doing anything they want now with it. And I don't know if it's a bad thing as long as it's done well.
Right.
But
there's a big
my feelings with Prime and how they do blockbusters.
Yes.
Red one. Excuse me. There's something in my throat there.
I'm just saying, like, I have a feeling. Listen, do they have money? Yeah, they have money.
So much money.
They have so much money.
All the money.
Creative? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be handcuffed or not. I mean, like, this has a brand. I mean, the one thing they do have going for them is they're getting a brand that's been around forever.
Yeah.
So that already comes with an audience, a built-in audience. So maybe Amazon, all they basically have to do is not fuck it up.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all they have to do. They can take it to the next level. I mean, but how's that going to be?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do? Where are they going to take this now? And I just know they have money.
Yeah.
They have money. But maybe now they have to take it to a whole new level, which is going to be interesting because James Bond has always had they've always been the cutting edge of technology before we even had technology.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you put this? Is it a female Bond? What are we doing? There was a hint at that for a while in the last one. Yeah,
interesting.
But I'm just saying, where are you going to take it?
Yeah.
So, or do you expand it? You have James Bond. Now you have other 007 agents. I mean, like, what are you going to do with it? Because you kind of have to find that new spin. Like,
I mean, if you think about it, it really was like one of those franchises that was always prime for doing that.
Prime
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was like, why aren't they expanding? Like, you've got John Wick now. You got Ballerina. Right. Ballerina's coming out. It makes sense, right? You've got a lot of like those the Kingsmen.
Right.
They're spinning stuff off from that. It's one that's just totally makes sense for spin-offs, but he just never did it.
Because Ian Fleming in the original books was so focused on one character.
Yeah.
And it really was. And by the way, the growth of that character, if anybody's read some of the books, it was small compared to what they did in the screen too. It's like, you know what? It wasn't about that.
Yeah.
It was about the charm and the missions and stuff. So like, but it was still focused on this one character. It's hard to develop that character if you break off into other ones. So maybe they were just like, we just want to focus on this because this is the guy.
That's
we
a really good
We don't
point.
want to take away from James Bond.
You've got a really good point in that, like, earlier James Bond was not about character development at all. It was just, he's so cool. He's so like, he can do this. He's the guy that every guy. Okay, let me try this again. He's the guy every guy wants to be.
Yeah, of
right.
course.
Like, kind of thing. Smooth with the ladies, like rich, like capable. Right.
Drive awesome cars.
It wasn't until it wasn't really till the Daniel Craig Bond that they really did this arc with him.
Right.
And like, sort of like, beat him down into a pulp multiple times. Like, I remember that scene in Casino Royale where he's getting tortured.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the first movie for his Bond. But even as they went on, the last Bond movie is like, whoa,
right?
They're just like, they really fucked with that character and like made him like earn.
I think that's what made him so real then at that point, because like because movies has always been a place to escape, and nothing said that more than James Bond.
Yeah.
And it was always like, oh, let's go watch a 2.5 hour James Bond movie. And
Yeah.
they always had the villains and the hot girls and the opening song. I mean, there was a rhetoric to, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There's a rhetoric to the Bond franchise.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Amazon can keep that up. Can they support that rhetoric?
Exactly. So here's what I was about to say.
Right.
As Amazon, if I'm looking at this franchise, do I think I can take where Daniel Craig's Bond left off and go even darker, even more real, gritty with that franchise? More like, I personally, if I was Prime, I would go, let's just go back to the basics.
Right.
Let's do a more wholesome's not the word, but maybe traditional.
Right.
Like, now I'm not talking about casting here. I'm talking about the tone of the film, not being so dark, being a little more fun, being a little bit more light. Yeah.
Like they used to,
I think I would go back to like how things were more in maybe the 80s, 70s, type of Bond, because it would, for two reasons. A, it's safer in a way to do that because you're like, hey, we're going back to the source material. Right. But B, it actually plays as counter to what most is happening these days.
Right.
Which is just dark, gritty, crazy kills. Like, it actually would play as counter. And as we see for like that, audiences are responding to the very few films that are coming in that are more fun and lighthearted in tone, because we just don't have much of it right now.
We don't have a lot of it right now. But I just want to see him like, watch, they're taking this in the whole direction. Like, it's gonna be James Bond, the multiverse, and you're gonna see like Pierce Brosnan meets like Daniel Craig, and I'm like, what's going on around here? But I don't know. I don't want to see him really. They haven't done this with a lot of the other movies, but like, I always got nervous that Amazon was gonna plug their brand somehow or their rhetoric into like, because they're gonna do that. It's gonna be like, it's like the James Bond, whatever, no return. I'm like, oh, really? It's like,
at least before 15 days.
Yeah. It's like, really? But I could see them trying to do something like that, but my initial reaction was not a good one.
Okay.
I was like, really? But they have money.
Yeah.
We saw that in a lot of the movies they've made. Like they can throw a lot of money at something.
I gotta be honest, like, out of all the tech giants, I think I would have been most happy if Apple had taken it over, which wouldn't happen because Amazon bought MGM, and so that's why we get it. But I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose
who you wanted
gun
to
to head, if I had to choose, Netflix, Hulu, Prime or Apple, I'd go, I kind of want Apple to have this one. I don't know.
We'll see.
I wouldn't want Netflix to touch it either, to be honest.
No. They were like, no, pass.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah. They're still trying to finish off the latest Stranger thing. So it's like, let me get that done first. So, it was a shocker to see that. So,
all right, let's move on to this next Hollywood headline. This is Ethan Hawke reacts to daughter Maya's claim that producers cast actors based on Instagram followers. So, duh.
Talk about a built-in audience.
Yeah, that's been happening since Paris Hilton was in that Wax Museum movie. What was that? House of Wax?
House of Wax.
That's literally, this is nothing new. It's been happening for 20 years.
And I have a friend who's in she's in casting, and she assists a lot of these people. And she's like, of course their backgrounds, they check like how many hits followers they have and how many hits and where's their status on Threads or IG. It's like I get it. I totally get it. And they'll cast them. By the way, this is another whole episode we should probably talk about. Because I'm dabbling in that whole arena with content right now on social media. But it's like, it's funny who's making it, and it's the numbers that dictate it. But that's not a surprise. Duh.
No,
it's not a surprise.
I will say what Ethan Hawke is complaining about is that acting is not a factor in their casting, right? They're saying, oh, well.
Has it ever?
Right. Like, okay. Exactly. Film is a risky business.
Right.
That was not a Tom Cruise reference. I'm just saying film is
okay if it was.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
And all the people that are getting cast for movies these days have no idea what the hell I was talking about because it's a dated reference.
They're like boring.
Yeah.
Right.
Move on. Swipe up to the next TikTok. Anyway, so.
Ooh, kitties. Sorry.
Catnip. Okay. Film's a risky business, and so any film financier is going to try to mitigate that risk, right? So if they're like, they were saying, the combined casting has to hit a certain amount of followers. So if so-and-so has 100,000 and so-and-so has 200,000 and this person has, 100,000, but we need to get to 5, that's not going to do it because that's only 400, right? They're like literally saying that the cast combined followers has to hit a certain threshold.
So what you're saying is Mr. Beast is going to be in everything.
Yeah. Well, he has a series on, I think it's on Prime, actually.
It's like Terminator 15 starring Mr. Beast.
It's like I'm okay with people making their way on YouTube. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
I get it. And I get that. But I will say, I see that he's saying, look, Mr. Beast is not trying to act. That's a reality show. So he's just doing the same thing he's always done on YouTube, but for Prime and on a bigger scale. So, okay. But like, this is Ethan Hawke saying these people can't act and you're just casting them because they have followers. So I get the complaint, but at the same time, it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game. It's like, this is the world in which we live in, right? Like,
yeah, it's always kind of been like that. This is just another venue now. Like, okay, what's these people? Like you said, Paris Hilton's a great example. Like, before all those things. You know who's popular, you know who's trending, and it's just like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
life isn't fair.
No.
As I heard many times growing up from my parents. Well, life isn't fair.
Only on the Green Man. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's get into our last trailer. This is a big Green Man. Our last trailer, this is for the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Here we go.
Let's roll it. Nope. Fucked up already. Here we go. Let's roll it.
Trailer now.
Yeah, I forgot to cut that out.
Can they hear us?
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled. These beasts are a threat to all of our lands. It's time, Hiccup.
I have to kill you. I will, because I'm a Viking. Hear that? I'm a Viking! It's okay. I won't hurt you. they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
They've killed hundreds of us!
And we've killed thousands of them! Toothless, no! He's a friend! You all need to see this.
I'm not one of them.
Wow, you've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
It's something crazy. What's up to us?
Us?
Stick with me. All right, bud, you ready? Come on! Here it comes!
The terrible terror!
It's like the size of my...
I want to know what that kid was going to say. The size of your what?
Tail?
Yeah. When I saw that in the theater, I was like, whoa, what is it?
Now, hey.
The size of your what?
This is the Green Band.
And if that's true,
come watch out for the
good
Red
for
Band.
you. So I have a lot to say about this. I like it. I'm happy.
I do too.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love that they cast Gerard Butler in the same role that he voiced in the cartoons.
Which is great.
The animated ones, not cartoons.
Yeah.
Where's Jay Baruchel? I kind of want to see Jay Baruchel as Hiccup.
Yeah,
to
you
be
kind of
honest.
do. It's like,
but
like,
this
not
kid
good.
looks great.
Yeah.
But I just missed
First,
that.
I thought it was Michael Cera. I'm like, what?
Maybe Jay Baruchel doesn't have that squeaky voice as much anymore.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
I don't know. But I thought that was interesting that Gerard Butler got cast again.
Which is great.
And it's perfect.
It's perfect.
This is also, sorry, I'm going to let you talk, Brandon.
No, go ahead.
This is also directed by the same director and writer from the first 3 animated ones.
That's so cool.
Dean DeBloy. I
boy.
believe I said it correctly.
Boy.
Yeah. So what were you going to say? Sorry.
No. I was just going to say the same. I like it too.
Oh my God.
No, I'm joking. I was like, I actually, I felt the same way about the lead boy, who's playing the lead. But, I was like, he warmed up. I saw it in the teaser. I was like, I don't know about this.
Okay.
Because if people watching, this is trailer 2 or the full trailer, and we see more of the story on it, it feels like a different movie. I know the title's, but it feels different.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes that doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Because I'm always partial to the animated. It's like Mufasa being out there. It's like, it didn't seem like the same movie, or like the character didn't seem like the same world. That's what I'm trying. It didn't seem like the same world. This actually seems like the same world.
Okay.
And for some reason, seeing it in live action doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
It's also because it's been so long since I've seen the original DreamWorks animated
true.
ones.
I
It's been
agree
a
with
long
you.
time.
It has been long enough that this feels fresh.
Right.
And obviously this is a really smart timing move for Universal to be having this come out right as Epic Universe opens in Florida, which with a How to Train Your Dragon land.
Right.
So it's very smart of them. And in fact, when they announced Epic Universe and they announced the lands, I actually thought, How to Train Your Dragon, that's not as topical as, well, I didn't realize at the time that they had a solution for that.
Yeah, they did.
Make it relevant again.
Yep. Make it relevant
and
again.
I'm sure there's obviously a 2 and a 3 beyond this. There might be
course.
spin-offs. Who knows? They're going to keep it relevant. But it is good IP for that land. So it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
They're putting a lot behind all this new Universal Epic Universe.
Yeah.
They're trying to do everything on this. I don't know if you saw City Walk. They completely...
I haven't been there.
They trashed it all.
Trashed it?
Like all the stores are gone. Like they're all empty.
What?
Yeah, they're putting all this new... I was just
What
there
are they doing
over
to it?
Christmas. They're putting in all new stores and restaurants.
Oh, it's like a renovation?
It's total renovation. Like just a remodel.
Can they just come kick out the restaurants and be like,
gone? Like even the
as part of your lease, if you remember, we're allowed to kick you out whenever we want.
Dragon
Mexican
right
restaurant.
Here. It's like remember the Sparky's or Sparks, the donut place? It's
Voodoo Donuts?
No, the other donut. There's like a little donut place.
I just know Voodoo.
They're gone. It's like they're just cleaning house.
Interesting.
So my point is this. My point is, I'm hungry.
So I was gonna say.
It's like I'm hungry. They are putting a lot of money behind this.
Yeah.
So make it relevant again.
Yeah.
Say, I'm like, hey, you'll get people to come to the park and do this. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm actually excited. I think it looks fresh.
I will say one thing you and I want to talk about is what do we think about in general for just, analyzing the art, if you will, of adapting these beloved, animated films into live action. There's been a lot of it, right? Disney led the way.
Right.
And I think we talked about how many Disney had done on a previous episode of the Green Band. It was like something like 10 or 12.
Yeah,
It was
right.
a ton. Now you got Universal jumping on board. I'm sure we're going to see more studios jumping on board. But what do we think about it in general? Is it recycling? Is it,
And you know what? There's one more that comes to mind. Gimmicky.
Okay.
It's like, okay, you're just trying to find another way to polish it and put it out there. Because we talked about this on a previous episode. I forget which one it was, but the Snow White.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're not even being fully committed to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they put live action and then CGI the dwarves. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, like I think if they go here and make a complete live action Smurfs, say Sony does that, you're gonna be like, what the hell?
There actually is a Smurfs coming out.
I know.
It's not live action.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm saying like, what if they do that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, it's just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
So it's kind of like a case by case basis.
Yeah, of
it
course.
really feels like there's certain ones that work. This one clearly is going to work.
Right.
And then there's ones that, like it just doesn't work. I think so far from what we've seen, Snow White possibly not going to work.
I don't know about that. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see Mufasa, but it did huge.
It did. Did it do huge? I mean,
it did really huge.
Okay, but
globally.
Okay, but reviews wise, it was okay.
Right.
I didn't get to see it. I think for me, I just felt like, been there, done that.
Well, that's how I felt. That's why I didn't feel like that about this.
Yeah.
But I felt like that about that franchise. I'm like, I don't need to see that.
And you said earlier that this feels like a different world in a way.
Right.
But you felt like Mufasa and the other Lion King maybe too.
You're trying to, you know what it is?
It's just not different enough.
You're trying to match the colors. You never try to match a brown to another brown. You get something to complement it. You've heard that. Am I the only one that knows that?
Are you painting like Bob Ross at home? You're just like, happy trees.
Happy little trees.
Yeah.
Happy little dragon. And it was just like, it's like, so I think in this world, it's like, it's compliment. It's like, it's different. I feel like it's legit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'll see this. I don't feel like it's just like, they're just going straight to live action. And the dragon looks pretty damn close. I mean, it looks really good.
It looks like the same.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and listen, the trailer itself, perfect.
Yeah.
It's like exactly what it's supposed to be. You don't have to go off top. Like it's just because it feels new.
Yeah.
That's why. And like it's been forever since I've seen the first one. But yeah, I like it. I actually, out of all the movies here, I'm excited to see probably this one the most.
Oh, interesting.
And probably Monkey next. So
Yeah.
it's like, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I feel like.
But like Mufasa's of the world.
Yeah. As the trend continues, here's what's going to happen. Just like the MCU.
Right.
It's going to get beaten to death where people just get so tired of, okay, we get it. It was an animated thing and now it's live action and you're going to get our money twice, but it's the same story. Like,
right.
I feel like the MCU, people got burnout,
Well, it's also it goes back to this notion of like, you don't miss what you never had. Let me explain that. So it's like the baseline are all the animated movies.
Yeah.
If they never came out and this was the live action, comes out first and then you get it. Here's my case in point. Like, maybe we wouldn't feel so, oh man, this Snow White looks great, or Mufasa looks amazing. Maybe it's the other way around. Like, for example, they just did I think it was called Transformer 1.
Yeah.
And they went from live
that was fantastic.
Which was good, but like I didn't want to see it at first because it was animated. I'm like, oh man, because I'm so used to having the live action, which is ironic since Transformers were originally a cartoon.
I thought the same thing when that trailer dropped. I was like, oh, it didn't really appeal to me, right?
Right.
But then I actually decided to go see it just because I wanted to go to the movies. It was the only thing.
But it was good.
Family playing in the theater I could take my daughter to. So I was like, let's just go see that. Then I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it.
Good movie.
It was actually really good. It was funny. It was like really visually stunning.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. You can go the other way too, right?
So now we've already established like beloved classics.
Yeah.
Like how are you going to do that and go live action? Whatever.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like the higher the stakes, the worse it is.
Though I will say, I didn't mind when they made a live action Aladdin. For some reason, I like that.
Really? Most people didn't like that one.
A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
The theater I was in, they hated it. But I was like, oh, I don't really mind this. Maybe I just eat my popcorn.
I think that one was tough because you've got this performance from Robin Williams, which is so iconic and well known that anybody that would have been cast to do that would have been already screwed.
Yeah. And that's the problem.
Yeah. So, that was the problem with that particular film, was that first animated one was just so lightning in a bottle, you know?
Yeah.
And Robin Williams at the top of his game.
Right.
That it's like, good luck, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So again, you don't miss what you don't have. Like, you had that already.
Yeah.
You're not going to miss having a live action on anything. So I just feel like, especially like, I'm not picking on Snow White, but I'm going to because that trailer's out there. But it's like, really? Really? This is what we're going to do? Like, but this doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It feels like a separate world, which I like.
Cool.
So,
oh, well, good to you, man. Well, this was a great first live to tape, at least Green Band.
Hopefully we hit record.
Oh, shit.
I never think about that.
Well, if you're watching it, we did.
Okay, good.
So there you go. And let's, just again, we'll remind everybody, please, follow us on social media, TikTok and all that good stuff, Facebook and LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. It's all at Green Band Podcast.
And let us know.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you subscribe, we did get Green Band stickers, and I have not shown them to you yet, and they're glittery.
Somebody wants one.
Sparkly Green Band stickers. I will give you some.
No, somebody wants
Jared,
one.
who's running, who's our friend and is running all the switching today, he says he wants one. So, and he, by the way, Jared was the one that subscribed to us on YouTube and said, "Where's my sticker, a-holes?"
I thought it was Michael Keeley, my buddy listens to us. I thought he was like, give me okay, Michael, we'll still get you a sticker. Okay.
Yeah. So if you subscribe to us and drop us a line that says, "Hey, I subscribed," and then shoot us a DM, as the kids say, with your address, we will ship you a sticker and maybe something else. Nothing bad. Just like something nice. It sounded freaky.
To the kids.
It wasn't meant to be.
We'll send some candy.
We'll opened candy with a syringe. Jeez.
We can cut out that part, right?
No, it's all live.
It's all live. Oh, wow.
Now I'm just going to get letters. Letters from angry mothers.
This is in. Green Band canceled.
Yeah.
I'm joking. It's like, this is great.
Nobody can cancel us. Yet.
Yet.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'm going to roll the outro. Take it easy. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week on The Green Band. The Green Band podcast is produced by Brian Fink and Michael Carr and brought to you by Karma, Creative Post Experts. All media in this production is used under the protection of fair use. Follow The Green Band on social media, subscribe, and like on YouTube. And please give us a rate and review on your favorite podcast platform. We'll see you back on Friday with a brand new episode of The Green Band.